Unacademy. Let's crack it.
Welcome, students. Happy to be with you, the students of Unacademy, and wish you well. I hope you're enjoying the learning process. I think the main thing at the outside, I want to say, Union Public Service Commission examination, All India Civil Services, gives you a great opportunity to have comprehensive learning and actually prepares you for several professions, not only the UPSC, but it actually prepares you all round. So therefore, I would say opening statement would be make it into an enjoyable process. Enjoy the learning. Actually, what are you going to do? You are going back actually to your NCRT books. When it comes to the prelims, you're going to NCRT. This is something which you have done a couple of years ago. So therefore, enjoy the process. Go back as a student, as a school, in your age, and learn. So I would say enjoy the process. Because I'm saying you enjoy and relax the process is because that will help you in the interview, because your retention will be higher. If you stress out while studying कि ये मुझे पास होगा कि नहीं, मैं फेल हो जाऊंगा नहीं, मैं पास होगा कितने नंबर आएंगे, क्वालिफाई करूंगा कि नहीं, मेरी सर्विस होगी नहीं, then your focus is shifting. मेरा एक्सपीरियंस ये है कि मैं रिसर्च जब करती थी तब I used to do overall enjoy the process of learning, acquire research. And let's say, for example, if I studied Plato, this is what I did. I would read many books to see what was a different book saying on Plato. And I created my own creativity. This is a test of your creativity and critical thinking. The more read you are, more thoughtful you are, and go over it and reflect on it, the better you will be able to write and more original. So now let me look at some of the questions which are coming in. Please pose your questions. Is it a recording class? Somebody's asking. It's for the organizers to answer. But go into you will be tested on creativity and criticality, and originality. If you're original in your thinking, and that would be originality will not come from small reading. It will come from a wider reading and finally coming to a narrower reading. So go ahead, ask questions, and I will answer you because we have not more time. We have only about 25 minutes to go. So in the 25 minutes, let me see what you really want to know from me. I like to answer that. Go ahead, answer a question yourself. But meanwhile, I would say, till I can get a good question from you, or so Hariom has a doubt. The view the doubt. How much effective role does how much effective role does NCRT plays in preparation? It provides you back. The NCRT will provide you all the fundamentals and the basics. So therefore, go back to NCRT books. Go back to your friends, your sisters, brothers' books. Go back to reading. Go back to the whys and the hows. So that is where you will be helpful, because you'll get to know ye objective type mein jab aayega, it will be very, very helpful, because then you will exactly know, because avoid the negative marking. You will get the answer. So read and then enjoy the process and visualize. Visualization of whatever you read is important. And for visualization, go for a walk. Go for a walk and recall all that you've read. Recall all that you've read. And once you start recalling and visualizing, it will stay with you. All the NCRT books, the chapter which you're reading, read the chapter and go for a walk. And visualize and recall visually. You will see the change. How not to get distracted is by keeping the distractions away. You asked how not to get distracted, is to keep the distractions away. Understand what are your distractions. Everybody's distractions would be different. Somebody's distractions may be the noise in the family. Somebody's distraction may be noise from a room. Somebody's distractions may be the television in the other room. Somebody's will be your own phone, etc. So identify which are your distractions. And sometimes even getting tired, you are exhausted. That's a distraction for you. Take a break. So understand what is distracting you and what is keeping you away from your concentration. That's what you need to do. How to prepare with full-time 8 hours job. How to make schedule. For that, you need longer time. Even if you have an 8-hour job, then that means you don't do it in 1 year. Take your time to prepare. And that's how. So don't rush it. Don't rush and exhaust an option, but prepare. But I think it's not being fair with a full intensive 8 hours job, unless you have a very interesting teaching job where you are back by afternoon and there's nothing more. That's acceptable. But if you have a policing job or another very stressful job, then it's going to be tough. But if you have a teaching job, then I think it's easy to combine. So it all depends on how unstressful job you have at home, in work. Then only you can combine. I did combine with my teaching job. When I sat for the IPS, I was a lecturer in a college, and I combined it with that, because the moment I would return, then I would work till late and I would not be exhausted. So best is come back home, take a break, rest a bit, and then start your studies and be undistracted. I think, but then afternoon nap for you, if you're working, is important. But that afternoon nap is not possible if your work is 9 to 5. Teaching, if it finishes you and you can come back from teaching by lunchtime, I think that will be easy. Let me look at others. I cannot understand why there is a reservation about the age limit and the number of attempts in this. Even I don't understand that. But these are all politically sensitive issues, friends. Remember, when you get into the service, it will be looking at larger constituency. It's a larger availability, equity. So I think it's all. But if you ask me, the younger you are as an officer, younger you are, and the faster you go, you make a better candidate. What should we do first? PYQ, or first complete the NCRT? What's PYQ? I don't understand your PYQ. I don't understand this acronym. But or first complete the NCRT. PYQ. PYQ. Yeah. How's the work culture in Indian bureaucracy? Is the culture is in your hands. The work culture is in your hands. You are the culture. You are actually going hardwired already. So you are actually changing the culture or adding to the culture. Like, for instance, you're adding to the corruption, or you're reducing the corruption, or you're bringing in more of compassionate and more fair, equitable functioning. It all depends on you. Culture is made by you, mean by us. So you inherit a culture, but you can also modify the culture by being islands. Once you become islands of good culture, when the islands join, they become the ocean. So I would think culture, remember, you will get into a culture. It's like a corporate culture. So when you join companies, it has its own culture. And then you alter it by retraining. But you remain what you are. You don't become corrupt because it's corrupt. And you don't become honest because it's honest. You are honest by nature. Or you're corrupt by tendency, or then you will spoil and foul. So you are a polluter. It's like a pollution. We are a polluter or a cleaner. It depends on us. Ma'am, I'm the student of Delhi University second year. Can I shift in Mukherjee Nagar? That's your choice, beta. Please understand. You have to. These are your choices. Remember, certain decisions and choices only you can answer for yourself. Nobody else can, because you know all the variables and invariables and the options you have. Rohit, what should we do? The roadmap for preparation. Roadmap preparation is after you choose your subjects. How do you plan? How do you apportion your time? Where do you get guidance from? What books do you read? What material you get? Which coaching center and what kind of teachers you get? What kind of research you do? These are all parts of preparation. There's no one thing I can pick up, but it requires on your determination and your love and the passion for it. And your choice of subjects. Don't choose subjects only from marks point of view. Choose subjects which you are happy, which you enjoy reading, because those are the subjects which you get interviewed also, and they will dig deep into your analysis and your orientation, your inspiration, your motivation, and your as I said, your overall comprehension. So how do you maintain discipline, consistency in preparation? By habits, all habits, your timetable, your scheduling, your personal discipline. Here, discipline is important. Discipline is how do you maintain consistency? It all depends on how much determined you are to achieve it. Because the more determined you are, the more disciplined you are. And discipline is nothing but a group of habits, one habit after another. Habit of planning, revision, writing, practicing, guidance, getting mentorship, or researching. These are all discipline. These are habits. So once you do that and you apportion your time management is important. If you're a night person, work through the night. If you're a day person, work through the day. Understand your biological clock and go by the biological clock. But you cannot continue to study when you're exhausted. So when you're exhausted, take a break. Go back for a little nap, have a cup of tea or coffee or a water drink or a walk or an exercise or a yoga or a meditation. These are things which are your biological needs. Ma'am, how do you prepare for mains and preliminaries? Let's go to another question. Can I watch these sessions afterwards? Because I've now my 4. That's for the organizers to make available for you. The Unacademy managers will do it for you. If you have, I'm sure they will help you. They are here to help you. They're here to make you succeed. After all, your result is their result. Remember, an academy is known by the kind of results it produces, or a college produces, or an institution produces. Ma'am, I'm first year MBBS student, and let's look at the question. Let's read the question. NCRT books I've already explained. It's an essential. But once you master the NCRT, you've got your basics. And then there are a lot of Hamlin editions. Tell me why, tell me where, tell me who. I think those are the very interesting books, which are school related, but also helps you. The dates, the geography, the history, the zoology, the biology, the civics, the history, everything comes in those books. Then next question. How many years was sufficient? It depends on you. How much preparations it's not number of years. How many years of preparation is required, or how many times? What does it? What did the question say? The question is moved. Ma'am, does a politician can force to work in his favor to an officer if politician is in power? Well, he can't force you, but he can harass you. But if you don't get harassed, then you are above him. So he can harass you. But you don't get harassed because the pen power of writing on the file is only yours. So it depends on what you want to write and how scared you are. If you're strong, then nothing can move you, because your service, once you get into the All India Civil Services, unless you're caught red-handed and you're totally corrupt and proven by evidence, you are there. You're there for life. Even have a assured pension. It's a very, very secure service. Ma'am, I'm in class 10 and decide to give NEET after 2 years. Can I prepare? Well, your NEET itself is a preparation for the UPSC also. But remember, you are not just preparing, you are reading there. You keep all your antennas out. You're listening, you're seeing, you're feeling, you're touching, you're reading. All this is preparation for the UPSC. It's overall awareness of your environment is your real test. So stay away, keep abreast of what's happening around in the world. There's so much happening at the moment. During the year, the wars, the environment issues, the social movements. There's so many. What was your motivation to become an IPS officer? Well, my motivation was to be in uniform and serve the country. My motivation was very clear. I was very, very sensitive towards justice. And I thought one of the best justice one could do being a police officer. And that's what I love. I just love delivering justice. Justice means when you are dealing with the person, justice also means providing instant relief. Justice provides instant relief is also by arresting the wrong person. But it's immediate justice is also by saving a person, by reforming a person. What's other question? Ma'am, please tell us how to overcome fear of failure and demotivation. Well, don't scare yourself. Enjoy the process. It's enjoying. You are not getting drowned. You are not losing. It's not a question of life and death. It's a question of enjoying the process. I started by opening saying, because I know you're all very stressed out. You don't have to be stressed out. Look, this is not the be all of the life. This is one of the many ways by which you can make your life. It's not the beginning. It's not the beginning. It's the end. It is vital. It is very important. It is treasurable. It happens, excellent. But if it doesn't happen, it's not the beginning, maybe something else awaits for you. So do it with a sense of fearlessness, with a sense of freedom. Unless you work with a sense of freedom, you will not enjoy the process. Please tell us how to overcome harm. Have you seen an NRI becoming an IS officer? I don't recall one. It's an interesting question, but I don't recall one. But it'd be nice to have a directory of the NRIs having made it to the All India Civil Services. Or some people, of course, may have studied abroad and then stayed taken. How to prepare for mains and prelims, how to improve our strategy as improving the exam. Well, number one, understand the exam pattern and syllabus. Number one. Number one, understand exam pattern and syllabus. Second, make a study plan. 3, read newspapers and stay updated. 4, refer to standard books and study material. 5, practice mock tests and previous year's questions. 6, focus on writing skills. 7, join a coaching institute, which you have. So that will help you a lot, get from a lot of experience from there. And 8, stay motivated and disciplined. That's in your hands. The academy will give you the right material, but mentally, if you are stressed out, what you have to be internally motivated. Look forward to, as I said, understand, enjoy the process. If you're getting stressed out, it will not help you. Unless you like, that's why you must choose subjects you like. And those subjects could also be a fallback to you for your profession. If you make it to the UPSC, excellent. If you don't make it, that gives you a fallback to do another profession. So nothing goes waste. This effort of yours, having sat for the UPSC, having studied and very comprehensively different subjects, learned widely, will help you all along in the long run. But provided you've done it with a sense of curiosity, keenness, love, respect, and value for what you do. Ma'am, how to prepare me? Ma'am, I am a corporate affairs professional. I have only 2 years of time. I be able to make it. Of course, you can make it, but maybe you can't combine it. But focus on these 2 years only on this preparation by all the things that, and corporate affairs experience in management will help you self-manage. As I said, look at exam patterns and syllabuses, make a study plan. I'm repeating it. Read your newspapers, stay updated. So much is happening. American elections, Indian elections coming, the Ukraine war, the climate change, the various social movements which are going on. They are very vital developments which are happening at the moment. Keep track of them. Then refer to standard books and, of course, study material, which the academy will give you. And going for a lot of mock tests. Go for a lot of mock tests, speaking, writing, essay writing, and do your own check. And then look at the Grammarly and write your own essay. Go back to the Grammarly software and see how many mistakes did you make. So have a look at that. All these things, softwares are now available. Similarly, focus on writing skills, how well you write. What else? Ma'am, does science stream and any other stream except arts matter in preparation? And any other stream except arts? How to maintain discipline and confidence due? I've explained this already. How do you, this is all your personal management. What are the questions? Ma'am, any suggestions that you would like to give from your time of preparation? Yes, I always loved what I did. I chose subjects not from marks point of view. I chose subjects from the enjoyability, which will increase my my knowledge, my skill, my feeling, my thoughts, and also enhance my intelligence, my emotional quotient. And remember, remain spiritually very embedded. Be spiritual. Be good in humankind. So whatever you study, value, take human traits out of it, because that will help you in your interview in the end, and even your essay writing. Pre-services training in how is the experience? Tell us about the pre-services training in how is the experience. You see, if you are a student at the moment, and all that goes into, and also understand the interviews, read the interviews of all the toppers. What's made them? And I've been reading, many toppers had their own style of, so listen to them. You don't have to copy anybody. Listen and then go by what suits you. So reading about the toppers and what they're saying, and their interviews printed, published, or the interviews coming on YouTube's or other programs. So YouTube is a very big educator today. You can use YouTube along with the study material and the Unacademy or the academy offers you. YouTube is very lot of self-learning today also. Pre-services training is how is the experience? How many years sufficient for UPSC study? I would probably say 2 years is a reasonable time. If you're giving full time, then 2 years is a good time. And if you're working, then it may need more than 2 years if you're working alongside. But I think 2 years is a very good time. If you spend about 6 to 8 hours a day, 2 years at a stretch, consistently, you can do a good job. 2 years, I think, would be reasonable. 3 years is a bit of a stretch. 3 years is a bit of a stretch because you don't get bored. You have to remain enthusiastic. What's important is enthusiasm in what you're doing. Yes, you need to have a backup plan. Backup plan is a must. I also had a backup plan. I went in for law degrees, etc. Backup plan is important because then you are feeling secure. All this, so therefore, your subjects be in such a way that it offers you also a backup plan. So if you're falling back on a backup plan, feel reassured. This life has already written. You work hard, you get your result. You sometimes make your destiny, sometimes destiny is written. Remember that. But if you work harder, you can change it. But if you go half-half, lukewarm, then I think you won't be. So you got to put heart and soul in whatever you're doing. Heart and soul means full concentration and plus enjoyable factor. I'm continuing to underline, enjoy the process. If you don't enjoy the process, you'll be mentally stressed out and sick, and you'll be bored, and you will run into a saturation point of view. Cannot run into. You remain fresh while getting interviewed or doing your prelims or your mains. Best way to choose an optional subject, friends, is subject you like, subjects you are fond of, subjects you again valued, or if it's a new subject, you're curious to. So there you research more because you've chosen a new subject, and therefore it's freshness for you. So choose a subject which you are inclined towards and you like. Like I loved European history. I loved European history was interesting for me because from Indian history to European history, for me, it was added knowledge. So something which is curious, naturally is fresh, and will stay with your mind. So optional subject has to be your choice. Don't do it only for marks. Do it for the love of the subject, curiosity of the subject, knowledge of the subject, value of the subject. That way, then you will be able to put your heart and soul and fondness in it. You'll add joy into it. Insights about Indian Foreign Service. Indian Foreign Service you have to be inclined to be away from home. Indian Foreign Service doesn't suit everybody. You have to be a loving travel, being overseas a lot, right? And of course, be a very networker. The quality of Indian Foreign Service is how soon you make friends. Secondly, you have the skill of mediation, negotiation, huge amount of patience, and you're all the time traveling, and you like travel. I think, and you're a history and a geography person. I think it will really help you. Or you're a manager. But foreign service is not cut out for everybody, because in foreign service, you're also promoting an ambassador of your own country. So you're a history person. You are all the time aware of what's happening and also rolling the bags and traveling. So you got to be lover for travel, lover for tourism, lover for every aspect of a country. So curious. Foreign service is not everybody's cup of tea. And you are a very good talker. You've got a communication. Communication skill is the art, your vocabulary, your general knowledge. Because when you're interacting with the ambassadors and people of other countries, and also very interested in people, you're a psychology oriented, you understand immediately. So team building, mediation is where negotiation, mediation, and of course, standard operating procedure writers. So all these things are very special for the foreign service. Why the civil services, how this services gives directly to develop personality improvement, what to eat during the preparation. Eat light, eat nutritious food, but eat light. Because if you eat heavy, then the whole energy is going on digesting food. So stay light, maybe take breaks and small meals at some time, but take nutritious meal, which gives you all the necessary, the proteins, the calcium, the vitamins, and the energy, not fat, but energy. Drink a lot of water. How to enhance my personality? I answered that. Oh, how to enhance my personality? Can you tell me? Play sports. If you're into IPS, wanting to work on IPS, play a lot of sport, because then you will be training in the National Police Academy and a lot of outdoor. So be prepared for the outdoor before you go. Then you will love the outdoor. Otherwise, you'll suddenly the body gets a shock. So play sports. Sports orientation actually helps you across the board, but sports orientation for the IPS will be very helpful. Consistent with the preparation of newspaper reading. And that should be a habit. Newspaper reading should be a daily habit, and read hard copy. Preferably read the hard copy, because then you can keep notes, keep the clippings. You can make your own documentation and your own library, education file, spirituality file, the speaking tree file. They're very interesting articles, editorials in healthcare, climate change. Then you can pick up the latest analysis about editorials. Some of the editorials are very good. Certain articles in the end come. So you can read hard copy, keep a clip of these, and make your own library of these articles and make your own index. And then that will be absolutely the latest for you before you go to the UPSC examination. So newspaper reading gives you a wide variety of subjects of what's happening in and around the world. And about for the other papers which you can't subscribe, then go to the net and read. How to tackle temptation of Moh and Maya. Moh and Maya is already in you. It's already in you. First address that before you join others. Like पकड़े जाओगे. अगर मोह एंड माया को पहले नहीं छोड़ोगे तो पकड़े जाओगे सर्विस में, क्योंकि लोग आपको टेंस करके मोह में भी लेंगे, माया में भी ले लेंगे, and your service will run into trouble. So moh and maya has to be tackled before you sit for the UPSC. So that's personality development. Otherwise, it will come out in the interview. People know how to get the truth out of on the interview. So moh and maya. Remember, it's the person also taking the exam. It will get reflected in your essay writing and in your answers and in the interview. So moh and maya means spiritual connection by spirituality. Read some spiritual book also as a part of your general awareness. So motivate and inspire yourself by reading a good spiritual book, even a good thought, or listen to a YouTube discourse or a satsang. There are very good satsangs now these days on the YouTube. Listen to those, subscribe to those, the yoga, the spirituality, the art of living, and lots of programs, the Vipassana meditation. So listen to them, put aside a little half an hour, that will cleanse your thoughts. Role of exercise in meditation, it's an oxygen. Meditation and exercise is oxygen for your brains. Oxygen. So you have to, where do you get oxygen? Not a cylinder. Meditation and exercise and yoga is an oxygen for your brains. If you do that, you refresh your mind and it will open up your left, right, and clean up nourish your brain and spiritualize your mind and put your mind at rest. So it will add more knowledge to your brain. It will store more because it's clean and fresh and exercised and at rest, and the mind will give you better creative thinking. Ma'am, I'm now 25, it's good age to prepare. Of course, if you have your heart in it, if you have the passion in it, if you have the willpower in it, if you have the determination in it, then you may be any age, you can do it. But you must want it. If you want it, you will then give it all. Any other questions? Which one? Last. Okay. Thank you and wish you all the best. Best of luck. My blessings with you. Thank you all for write on the chat box, sending me a thank you. All the best. You see, it's the right time for anything you want to do. It's the what you want to do. Go where you want to do, not where others want you to do. Go where you want to go.